Alright, howdy folks. Before we get going, I want to get a few things out of the way. First off, OTFs, out the front knives, are not legal in every state. So check your local laws, see if you're allowed to be carrying one around or even have one in your home. Where I live, you can carry absolutely anything you want, concealed or on your side, doesn't matter. I could carry a sword around on my back and nobody probably blink an eye too much, wouldn't care. It's all legal. But in your state, it might not be legal, it might be illegal. So please check your laws before you go wanting to try and buy one of these knives. These two here, on your left we've got a Viper Tec. On the right we've got the Microtech Ultra Tec. That one on the right kind of sets the standard for OTFs. There are tons and tons of videos out there on them, and there's not too many on Vipertec. There's a few little things, like there's a guy jamming it into the hood of a car and then making sure it still works, busting some glass. And then with the Microtech Ultra Tec, there's some really good videos of just like using and abusing that thing on the right, just putting it through the ringer. First knife I bought out of these two was the Viper Tec, and I know there's a lot of people out there that have a lot of disdain, or they just really, they look down on these cheap budget OTFs. Besides the Lightning, that one everyone's okay with, but it seems that these cheaper ones, a lot of them all come from the same place. They're made in China, all the parts, and then they ship them over to the United States and they put them together there, and then they say made in the USA. And a lot of times you don't even know what steel you're probably getting. I did a lot of research, and there's either people hating them or loving them, and that's all there is to it. I got one because I didn't have $300 to spend, and I really wanted an out the front knife. I just wanted an automatic. Once I found out they were legal where I live, that was it. I had to get one. They're just super efficient and super cool. It's just an awesome everyday carry, in my opinion. Just, it's fun to open up boxes if you're doing light work. Just mess around. You got to open a package, cut through some plastic. Whatever you got to do. Whatever you do during the day at work or whatever, or at home. But yeah, it's fun carrying around and using it. And it's nice only using one hand to open and close it. I feel like it's a lot safer than all the other folding knives, because your fingers aren't going to get in the way of the blade. Now, I do have Spyderco's with the compression lock. There's other companies. Benchmade has that whatchamacallit lock on theirs, and then Spyderco has a ball bearing lock. I think that's what it's called. I don't know. Some kind of little ball in the cage thing on the Mannix too. I really want to get one of those, but I haven't got one yet. Want to get one in Maximate steel. Check it out. But that's not what this video is about. So we'll get back to these OTFs. Yep, so the Viper Tec. As you can see, I've had this thing maybe about 2 months, I'd say, and it's still working great. I mess around with it, cut with it. I got this one. This is supposedly D2 steel. It may be, it may not. Now, I did sharpen it up, get it shaven sharp, and it kind of did feel like D2 steel sharpening it. A lot of these come in 440C, or they say they do. This one said it was in D2. This is called the Black Ghost. with the Tonto blade. So the blade is 3.5 inches long. The overall length of this knife is 9 inches. So you've got a big handle, small blade. The handle is supposed to be something called zinc alloy. At least that's what they say it is. I don't even know what that is. I know they have a warning in California that it causes cancer, but I think everything causes cancer in California. So, yep, the coating on this, it's kind of almost rubbery feeling. I mean, it feels good in the hand. This is a super heavy knife. This sucker weighs half a pound. I'm not joking. It weighs 8 ounces. Pretty crazy. It does feel pretty durable. I mean, still when I shake it around, I'm sure you wouldn't be able to hear it even if it was, but you've got this, and maybe I got lucky, but this thing is pretty tight. They did it right. I think Vipertec, even though they're one of the companies buying from overseas and bringing them over and putting them together, I think they do take care in putting their at the fronts together. Now, I've only ever had this one, so I can't really say that for sure, but this sucker was put together pretty good, pretty solid. It's heavy duty feeling. This is kind of like a beater OTF. Normally costs about $120, and I got this one. They are always doing all different kinds of sales, and I got 20 or 25% off, I believe. 20% off of this knife. It was $190 after tax. And so I got it a little bit cheaper. Normally the ones that have the 440C blade are $90. So I figured I'd use this discount code I found online and get this and see what it was all about. I just couldn't afford spending $300. And a lot of people can't afford to spend $300 on a knife. And so, I mean, people complain about these cheap OTFs stealing designs from the other companies. I mean, how many different designs can you make a handle? You know? I can tell you the more expensive companies, I mean, they just feel better, they're built better, feel better in the hand. The handles are usually a little more compact, like the Ultratech. You can see it's a little bit smaller in the hand, slimmer. I'd say they're about the same width. Definitely got a little bit on the Vipertec. The handle length is a little bit longer on the Vipertec. See, this thing just rides in your pocket real nice. I think they weigh somewhere, I think it's 3.5 ounces. 3.5 ounces. So you got your Ultratech's 3.5 ounces carrying in your pocket. You don't really notice it too much. It's slim profile, non-obtrusive in there. If you wanted to, you could carry more in that pocket, but I'm trying to kind of baby this thing for a little while. I've had it about a month, so I'm not ready to just go all out and beat it to death yet. But it'll come because I got it to use it. So you got 3.5 ounces, and then you got 8 ounces. So this thing in your pocket is going to be, you're definitely going to feel it. Now, I'm used to carrying heavier duty, heavier knives. I don't really care about that. It doesn't bother me. Most of the time it's because I'm running around out in the woods or something, and I don't know, I like my things to be durable, and this guy's been pretty durable. I mean, of course, like, the paint's already rubbing off of this right here, the button to slide out the front. You got, it's starting to wear in spots. You can see a little bit right up at the tip. See if I can get that in focus. See, I mean, give it another couple months and this thing will be looking used and abused. And I can't really tell you if in a couple months this thing is even going to work right. I might have to take it apart and try and tweak it, fix it. Things will come loose. You never know. We'll find out, or I'll find out. I'll definitely let everybody know what happens. I'm going to use it until I can't use it anymore. It's just, I don't have to worry about this one as much. I don't know, they say the innards are stainless steel. They say it's got stainless steel parts inside. And some BS about a coated high performance spring, whatever that is. They can say whatever they want. Doesn't mean that it really is what it is. But for $90, if you don't have $300 to spend, I'd say this is a pretty nice OTF. I like it. I enjoy having it. I don't have any kind of buyer's remorse for it. I don't know. I mean, you could get the same knife from another company with another name and it'd be the same parts and all, just bought from the same place over in China, and it might be the same blade. I don't know. Same material. But this one has Vipertec on it, and it works out pretty good. Still working good. Still not rattling around anywhere. I'm happy with it for a beater. Now, let's get over to this. Man, I don't make a lot of money. Probably didn't have any business buying this knife. I had to sell 2 of my handmade axes with hand-carved handles on them. It took 2 of them to buy this knife. It cost about $300. But I don't have any buyer's remorse from this either. This thing is just, I mean, you pick one up, you just can't explain it. Gotta pick her up, check her out. Good steel, really good steel, from what I know about it. It'll hold edge for a good long while with light and medium duty tasks. I haven't tested it out on beating this sucker through some wood, and I have no reason to, whether I'm out in the woods or not. I'm not going to do that with this thing. I have a belt knife and plenty of other hard use cheap folding knives that if I had to I could baton wood with, or that. Just clicking it in and out. This is an awesome tool. Tool first, way down at the bottom. If it had to be used as a weapon, it would be a very good knife to have, I think. I don't know, you may think different. This sucker has a nice Tonto blade on it. Tonto style. I love how it kind of bellies out down here. See if we can get it. Alright, let's see if this works a little better. I zoomed out. See, we got made all 100% made in the USA, put together with real human hands, with a whole lot of care. M390. Sorry, it's not really working out on the zoom for the fine details. This handle is aluminum. I think it's like airplane grade aluminum. And what's it called? 6061 T6. It's a whole lot lighter than that Vipertec knife. The suckers, and I believe it's more. I'd put this. I think this thing, if you take good care of it, clean it occasionally, keep her sharp, don't use it for anything stupid like prying around and stuff, this sucker could last the rest of your life. Probably go through about 6 or 7 of those Vipertecs before anything would even have to be serviced with this thing, if you take care of it. You know where it's made. It's got a lifetime warranty. Vipertec supposedly has some kind of fake ass Viper life warranty, but I read into that thing and it doesn't cover anything. Basically that thing breaks, you're screwed. This thing breaks and you didn't break or lose anything trying to take it apart, because if you take it apart and break something, it voids the warranty. Now, I mean, if you want to take it apart carefully and clean it and put it all back together, if you're used to cleaning your guns and stuff, I mean, I think everybody that owns one should work on getting good at taking it apart and putting it back together, servicing your knife, which is a whole different aspect of buying one of these knives. Kind of like piecing together AR-15, putting her back together after you clean it, breaking this thing down. So you really know what you're getting with this knife. The thumb ram, it's a little rougher on your thumb, but I like that. Because what if, I mean, you don't want to have to, you know, it kind of digs in there into your thumb. That's how it's meant to be. I mean, if you need to deploy this blade, you're in a jam, you could be slipping and sliding around on some of those other thumb rams other companies make. This guy just kind of locks into your thumb. Makes it a little bit, in my book, easier to deploy. Now, I mean, I don't have my tactical gloves on right now, and I know that doing a tactical knife video, an OTF video, I'm supposed to have my cool cut-proof tactical gloves on, but I forgot them. I'm sorry. I'd say if you have the $300 to spend on a Microtech, now they can get a lot more expensive. This is the base model here. I mean, things keep going up. Everything keeps going up, and that goes for knives also. I mean, lumber's up right now, gas is up, but hey, hot dogs were what, 40 cents cheaper on 4th of July? Is that what they said? That makes everything alright, doesn't it? Alright, back to this blade. If you have the money to spend, or you have the means to be able to pick up one of these instead of one of these Viper Tecs, I mean, that's a no-brainer. Buy the Microtech, man. Don't buy the Vipertec. You'd be crazy. I mean, there is a huge difference in build quality, just finish. Like, they take their care with every single one of these. I could have gotten lucky with this. I mean, who knows? Maybe somebody was just having a good day when they put this one together. I don't know. Both have a glass breaker. I really like the design of the Microtech one compared to the Vipertec. Now, I have seen videos of both of these being used to break a car window. I've seen videos of some of the other cheapo brands with a glass breaker, and they were not able to break through a car window. That could also be user error. You never know. Might not be the glass breaker, might be the user. Or it could be the glass breaker's cheap and not really designed for it. I haven't broken any glass with this one, but you know, I watched a YouTube video where they did, so it has to be true. Nah, you never know. Well, I'm happy I bought both of these. I wanted to kind of make this a quick video. What it boils down to is, if you have the money and the means to be able to buy an expensive OTF like a Microtech, I'd say go for that. Don't go for the Vipertec. But if you're looking for something to beat around with, something a little cheaper, something you're not worried about if it suddenly fell out of your pocket or something and you lost it. Get yourself a beater. I don't know how long you'll be able to beat on it, but at least for a little while, I suppose. This guy, I've watched a few videos where they just, they used to beat it through a 2x4 like a nail. Doing some batoning with it. Doing all kinds of stuff and still work. These are a super solid knife. Go with a Microtech. But if you ain't got it, go with a Vipertec. I appreciate you all watching the video. Please hit the like button if you made it to the end and enjoyed it. And I'll catch you all next time. Old baby wood spider. He was there last time. I guess that's his lair down in there. See if he sticks around and gets bigger. He moves on or gets eaten by a snake. Catch you later there, wood spider.